What's going on, everybody? We are back with the Chiefs and Chargers. First goes, we're going to go over what happened last night. Eagles, Cowboys, we're in the green. We're up plus 1.28 units. We had Saquon with the boost from DraftKings. Told you I was doing that. That's the only way I would have put any money on any time, but Saquon got his touchdown. That was plus 100 at DraftKings. And then Jonte Williams went off like a beast in the first half, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kind of slowed up in the second, but that's all we needed. We needed 40 yards. We got that. And unfortunately, CD decided to take 3 balls off the dome. That's kind of his business, whether he wants to have that out there. But Dak threw some beautiful balls to him, and CD just let him go right through him. Dak fell short at 188 passing yards. We needed him to get about 240. So didn't get that one. 2-1 on the night, though, but plus money on some of the sides definitely helped us out there, up 1.28 units. Now, Chiefs, Chargers in Brazil. Let's take a deeper dive into this one. As always, my picks are already picked on the right side of the screen. If you want to just grab the picks and go, those are my 3 official ones, but let's take a deeper dive into this game. Now, power rankings for these defenses. The Chargers are 10 and the Chiefs are 8. I'm leaning towards the under on that one. Last night, you had a good defense against the 26th ranked defense in the Cowboys. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but the over-under was about 48. I don't remember what they ended up at off the top of my head. It was high scoring. They definitely went over. But they had the over-under at relatively the same as the Chiefs-Chargers, who have 2 top 10 defenses. I'm thinking we see that game going pretty low scored here. I don't like over-unders. You never really know, so I'm staying away. But if you wanted to, you do like the over-unders, you do like the spreads, I don't mind the under on this one. Next, all anytime touchdown scorers are plus money. Isaiah Pacheco, Amarian Hampton. I'm thinking we're seeing some running going on in this game. I don't mind any of these two on the plus side, especially for anytime touchdown scorers here. I'd stay away from Xavier Worthy just because you never guarantee a receiver gets in the end zone. Obviously, it happens all the time, but much more likely a running back. You're getting that within that 5 yards. You're within the 10 yards. You're first and goal. Running back's getting the ball at some point throughout that play. So I like those two there. Plus, the one guy who runs like he's mad at the ground, Isaiah Pacheco, giving him the ball at that close. And then over to my favorite, the player props. Staying away from the passing yards on this one. It's so hard to tell because Mahomes sometimes doesn't have amazing, passing statistics. He's without Rashee Rice, who's really his Tyreek Hill replacement, where he's like, he's down there somewhere and just chucks it. And then Justin Herbert, very, hit or miss on his passes. We got Ladd McConkey taking over as wide receiver 1 is what we're expecting. So not really sure how that dynamic looks yet, but definitely don't hate, over on Herbert's passing at 230 yards, but I'm definitely laying off it for this game. Let's see how they look after week 1. Moving on to where things get interesting for me, though. We do have, I like the over-under. I don't like the spread or the plus that DraftKings does. Like I said, not sure the dynamic of Ladd McConkey, but wide receiver 1, Xavier Worthy. I am taking his over 62.5. I'm expecting that's going to be Mahomes' workhorse. His other options are Travis Kelce, who has certainly regressed. Last year, certainly regressed since 2 years ago. His yardage was definitely down, and we didn't really see him pick it up until like week 10 last year. He was looking like a tight end 26 up until week 10, where he finished, tight end top 10, but still. And then no Rashee Rice. Xavier Worthy is going to be your wide receiver 1. So I certainly think he will be getting the ball. He'll be getting those passes. And Mahomes just has a way of getting the ball to his receivers when he needs to. So I am officially taking Xavier Worthy over 62.5. Now, again, if you guys are in on McConkey, certainly, this is an interesting stat. Do we see him come out and get maybe 100-yard first night. We don't know, but I think this is a little high to see how this dynamic, plays out. Next, rushing. Now, this is where I like this game. Both of them are under 50 yards. Granted, they are, like I said, top 10 defenses, but the Chargers lost Joey Bosa, who's your pass rusher. Now, that does affect the run in a way that he can't make that same decisions. He can't draw out the pass option, read option plays. He's got to make a quick decision. Now, he's able to kind of slow up. Mahomes is able to see the field a little better. I mean, it's hard to replace Joey Bosa on the edge. So I think Mahomes gets more time, opens up the field to throwing. When you open up the field throwing, you're also able to run a lot better because they're expecting, they got to play off the run a little bit, expecting a throw. Now, the rookie Omarion Hampton. If you are in on Hampton, obviously he's running back one. We see that difference there. Najee Harris coming off, I believe he was injured going into that, so he's, workload's probably going to be a lot less. Najee Harris only expected to do 23 yards this game. If you think there's only going to be 60 yards ran from the Chargers, I think you're mistaken. I think Omarion Hampton's getting 60, 70 yards himself on this game. The Chiefs are very good at giving up yards in the middle and then really good red zone defense. So I think the Chargers are going to be able to move it. I think the Chargers are going to be able to get down the field, whether that's throwing, whether that's running, where we see Omarion Hampton pop out. And then I think they get blocked, in the red zone. A lot less yardage there, too, so it's not that huge of a deal when we do the overs on the passing yards or rushing yards. But I will take Pacheco here. Guy runs like he's mad at the ground. He's going up definitely one of the best defenses of last year. They were actually the lowest in points scored against them, the Chargers. 17.7 points scored against them last year is the number one in the NFL. But, like I said, they've lost three key people, number one being Joey Bosa. Definitely changes how you look at their defense, how they're able to approach their defense. I mean, typically Joey Bosa is getting, double teamed on the outside, allows somebody else to kind of maybe maneuver or move, but now you're probably playing them straight up, not really, threats that they need to double team. Be looking at Pacheco, over 47.5 rushing yards there. Now, next we do have, where's the halves? It's the halves. That's what I'm looking for here. Now, I don't mind if you're feeling a little risky, maybe a Chargers first half money line, or maybe a Chargers 1.5 if they're tied. I think at half we're seeing a 1-2 score game in somebody's direction. So I think it's, somebody's got 10, somebody's got 7, something like that. So I do think the Chargers have a very good chance of winning at the half or being so close, tied maybe at the half. Definitely, I think a low-scoring game. I don't mind the under 23.5 here at half, but again, I stay away from the spreads and stuff. Now, last game, we talked about special team props. Now, as I was mentioning, top two defenses here, and the Chiefs really good at stopping in the red zone. You get down there easy, but you just can't score a touchdown. When you can't score a touchdown and you're in the red zone, you kick a field goal. Cameron Dicker had 2.3 field goals averaged last year. He's averaging 2 to 3 field goals a game. Over 1.5 at -126 here, I really like. I really like that. Now, you can go kicking points. This does take in, obviously, extra points. 2 field goals gets him to 6. 2 more extra points or another field goal gets him over the 7.5. I don't love that as much because I don't know. They get 2 field goals, a touchdown. You miss out here. So that is what we're rocking with there. And just kind of recap, official 3 picks for Chiefs Chargers Friday night, week 1. Over 47.5 for Isaiah Pacheco. Over 62.5 for Xavier Worthy. and over 1.5 field goals for Cameron Dicker. So those are our 3 official picks. Now, I don't mind, because DraftKings offers this, if you do, you sprinkle half a unit on 50 plus for Pacheco, half a unit on 60 plus for Pacheco, half a unit on 70 plus for Pacheco. Follow me on X or Twitter, however you guys want to call it. See if we kind of release that line later, because I do enjoy doing those. Pick somebody who's about to go off, and if Pacheco gets 80 here, you're talking half a unit plus 288 plus 176 plus 101 and our over hits. That's a lot of juice there to only risk 1.5 units extra. So stay tuned on X. Same thing, captive betting, to see if we release that play later on in the day. But I appreciate you guys. Let's make some money.